Okay, we are live. Let's go ahead and move Discord over. Das. And let's go ahead and launch the game, pick up where we left off. So this is the... Actually, I wonder if I don't want to go back and do these missions to get their thingies done. Also, this one had a bunch too. What does that say? Let's see here. Man, I can't read that. Can I, like, see it up close? To see which one I didn't get? Oh my god. What the heck? Let's see here. Steer. Yeah, no, never mind. We'll just do the main story. Alright, so, give me Siege of Cartagena. Cartagena's garrison remains encircled, its breakout stalled by concealed coastal batteries. Command of the operation passes to Vice Admiral Mendoza. Alright. Can I, like, look closer if I was to... Or is it... Oh, no. Okay. What's this? Oh, cat customization. Okay, well, I'm not going to fiddle with that right now. So, let me out. Oh, we did get another. Is this still the same litters last time? We've been marching for days now. Everyone has blisters except me. My mother knitted me these socks for my 12th birthday. I miss her. I don't think the others like me very much because I'm the only one who isn't limping. The horizon keeps changing out there, but I can always see you in the distance. You're always there, Tomas. Okay. Yep, we also got ourselves some new music, so let's go ahead and put that on. Alright, so, instructions. You are henceforth under the authority of a ranking naval officer on station, Glory to Castile. Good to see you again. Cartagena has held, but barely. Anti-monarchist forces have the city encircled. Garrison cannot break out without us clearing the way first. Our primary targets are 3 high-value installations which are concealed from aerial photography. Field intelligence will provide their positions. Be prepared. 2 Vickers 580mm coastal batteries hold the cliffs overlooking the harbor. They're currently offline. When they will come online is not known. Counter battery timer will begin the moment they do. Spotter bearings carry a margin of error of a 0.5. This mission relies on chained measurements. Errors compound with each link in the chain. Alright, so we'll first get our own location and then spotter locations. Okay, and then we have any assembly areas, enemy field command areas, enemy signal stations. 3 high-value installations identified in the enemy backlines, all concealed from aerial photography. So, this... Nope, actually, let's make sure that we have the names on these. So, you... Okay, any assembly area, and enemy field command. Alright, so Let's start with our own location first. C10 to... So C10 to... Spotter location. First spotter is going to be K622. K622. Oh, you're really in it. Okay. Next spotter's location is M713. M713. Spotters are all hanging out within our own base. And last one is D10, which is over by me. So D1013. Okay, so first one is just straight distances from everything. So spotter 1, location is 3.78 kilometers from spotter 1. 3.78. 7, 8. Okay, then second one is 1.75 from spotter 2. 1.75 from spotter 2. Got to be like here or here, and then it's 9.89 kilometers from spotter 3. 9.8 kilometers, I'm gonna guess, yeah, like right in here. 9.89. Alright, so, enemy signal station. Brought down. Okay, then... enemy bearing... So this is from the enemy signal station. Bearing 241. Which I think is this direction? Yep. 241, so just draw it out to this 24 1. Okay, so 241. Yep, okay, and then from spotter 2 is 253. 253. Alright, so it could be anywhere in this general radius, but let's go ahead and mark it. Okay, and then the last one is going to be bearing 247 from the signal station. Okay. So 247. Station and 2.92 kilometers from the enemy signal enemy assembly area, which is this. So 2.92. Very steady. There we go. Alright, so I'm gonna guess here, since here would literally put it right in the... So I'm gonna guess the field command is in the back here. So... let's get the mark. And that's the enemy field command. Okay, and then we have no idea as to when these particular... So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot these two first. Actually, yeah. And then we'll shoot at the enemy signal station. Although, yeah, no, we'll shoot at these two first. So, we'll start making targets. Eventually, we're also going to destroy those enemy coastal guns if we can. So, the first one, enemy assembly area. And then the second one, and I'm thinking for the enemy assembly area, we're going to use an HCHE shell. For the command center, the question then becomes if it's underground. They don't particularly say as to Alright, so we will do emergency move. Oh, okay. Pauses the CVT. Okay. That's useful. Powder charges. How many powder charges do we currently have? 14. Ooh. To be honest, I'm not sure if a star shell would do that. I would tend to think so, because they do say that basically the CBT starts as soon as... But then these ones might not necessarily, because they're currently offline, and they just don't know when they will be online. Where's my HCH? There we go. Alright, so that's going to be in the left. And then we'll use a basic... Oh, I did want to get some more powder on hand. And then an HE shell. Or should I go with an... Well, I'm going to go with an HE shell, the enemy command center, simply because I don't know if it's underground, and I don't know if these... You know, there's a margin for error within the this whole thing. So... And we also don't necessarily know as to where the coastal batteries are either. Actually, I guess we can make an estimate that they're somewhere along the coast. Wait, no. Those they're called coastal batteries. 2 Vickers 580 coastal batteries. Okay, so they do kind of have to be located along the coast. Now, technically, we could do, like, here, and do a, what's the term I'm looking for? A, flyby. But that will use 65. What's this one? Local logistics convoy report. Positional intel. What does that mean? We're going to try this, and we're going to do it... We're going to do it in 04, and just see what it does. Because, quite frankly, I don't understand local logistics convoy report. The description on that is a little less than I would like. Okay. Odometer shows me at 13 kilometers from Iron Nest, current convoy location 0439. Yeah, see, I'm not understanding what the heck that means. So is that like our own guys are over here? Okay. Is it 04 that we wanted to do, or no, we want to do 01? Have it just fly at a bearing of 8. So, nope, stop. There we go. Okay, and then a 1. God! Stop. Alright. Let's see if this reveals some... Nope, did not show me any coastal batteries. No, wait. There we go. There's one of them. And it is, so I'll have to use an AP on that one. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to... Should we fire at that first? Well, again, we don't know when they're gonna come online, so just knowing where it's at, we can always make it as part of this battery. Okay, so we got HE, and we got HE. So, let's go ahead and ram you home. Nope, wrong one. Alright, then, first one, HE fill. And that's going to be... I'm going to assume mainly infantry, since it's the staging point. And then bearing is 127. 127.0. Okay, and then a range of 6.7. .77, 127, 2 powder charges. Alright, so that's our left gun. Okay, and then the next one is going to be HE, and this is going to be at 153. You know, I'm going to real quick do something. It's a control thing. No, it's a game thing. Clamp mouse to valves. There we go. Apply. Okay, so 151 point... Wow, but I couldn't do that again. There we go. Alright, and then this is going to be a command center, which I don't remember if there's... Yeah, we'll just mark this up. That works. Okay, and then we need a distance of 5.26. Too far. 5.26. Alright. So, the first thing we need is 2 powder charges. and then we will set you up to 40, which is probably about there, and 31, about there. Okay, 1, 2, 7, even. Alright, and 40. 40.62 and 31.56. Alright. So, you. Fire mission confirmed. Shell type HCHE. Bearing confirmed of 127.0. 40.62 for elevation. Confirmed. Gun armed. Confirmed. Fire. Then we need to rotate towards 151. 0.3. Alright. Fire mission confirmed. Shell type confirmed to HE. Bearing confirmed to 151.3. 31.56. Gun armed. Fire. Okay. Target killed. I guess the HCHE was a little overkill, but that's fine. Alright, then. Go ahead and start racing lines here. Nope, not you. Red. Next targets. One is there. Next target. Is there. And that one's got to be AP. So, let's go ahead and get rid of you and you. Get rid of you and you. And yep, looks like kill confirmed on the place, on the command center. Okay, it looks like the coastal guns haven't started firing at us yet. And yep, good shots on both. So the first thing we're going to do is the first one is going to be HE, the second one is going to be AP. So, in the left, HE, left is AP, right is AP. Okay, let's go ahead and ram those shells home. And these are probably going to require powder charges. Alright, so the first one is going to be 96.1. Okay, and target is, just say that. And that's going to be an HE shell. And 10.75 kilometers. Yep, and that's 3 shells. Alright. Okay, left gun. And then the next one's going to be at 14.77 kilometers. Oops, too far. 14.77. Okay, and this is going to be AP. And it's going to be 127.5. We might actually shoot at that one first. And it's going to be artillery. Still 3 powder charges. Alright. So, powder charges. 1, 2, 3. 3. elevation will need to be set up to 59. And your elevation, I can probably just do this with my hand. 43.0 and 59. 0.08. Go. Alright. And I thought I heard something over here. Enemy field command, blah 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 blah. Okay, no, nothing. Alright, so the first shot going to be the right. Okay, so we've got the fire mission confirmed, shield type of AP, bearing confirmed of 127.5. Elevation of 59.08. Gun armed. Fired. Next shot is over to 96.1. Okay. 96.1. Okay. Shell type of HE. Bearing of 96.1, elevation 43.0, gun armed, fire. Okay, and shell impact now. Ah, there's the other gun too. Excellent. Let's go ahead and do that. Which probably means that they're now targeting me because I destroyed that particular one. Okay, and then, yep, they're now targeting me, so let's go ahead and clear this data. Okay, and kill confirmed on the primary target. What are they wanting us to do now? Primary target confirmed. Now I need you to destroy 8 additional enemy units surrounding the town. Signal breakout once 8 units are destroyed. Sound the war horn. Okay, be prepared. Units will call for supporting fire and supporting smoke. Prepare smoke shells to support their advance. Alright, so we just need to basically reduce our distance to 13.95. Okay, AP, yep, let's go ahead and do that. Let's also pick another target. So they want us to destroy a couple of these, so we're actually going to pick this one so that we can hopefully get some vision over here. Okay, and then this one is going to be out to distance of 7.63, 7.36, not 63, 36, the bearing of 119.0. Okay, and this is just going to be infantry. And we're going to use AP for this one. Or HE, not AP. HE. If I can find you. There we go. Alright. And we only need 2 powder charges for that. Okay, we're actually going to swap these. Because this one's already loaded for that. And at the... well, no, actually we should shoot it. Oh well, too late. Either way. So, give me an AP shell in that one. And give me an HE shell in the other. Okay, ram you home. Ram you home. Okay, and the AP shell requires 3. 1, 2, 3. And this one only requires 2. Bring you home. Bring you home. I want to take out that artillery battery first. So we will aim for that. 127.55. 45. Alright, you are at 55, so down slightly. You are at 44, so we'll actually leave you where you're at. It's going to be this gun we're going to be firing first. Okay, so 44.16 and 55.80. Alright, so first, fire mission confirmed, shield type of AP, bearing of 127.5, elevation of 55.80, gun armed, fire. Let's rotate over toward 119. Stop. Back a little bit. Okay. Gun armed. Fire mission confirmed. Shield type of HE. Bearing confirmed. 119. Elevation confirmed. 416. Gun armed. Fire. Okay, and headshot. That destroyed all the coastal batteries. Okay, and then we have the next one coming in. Now it looks like they gave us some free, or no, that's, yeah. Ooh, there we go. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Alright, so what have you been saying? Coastal batteries 1 and 2 have been eliminated. Counter battery threat neutralized. Well done. Alright, so we need to start. Let's go ahead and take you off the board. Take you, take you, take you, and take you. And they want us to destroy 8 of these guys. So we can do that with 1 shell on some of these. With HCHE shells. Can I make the FLCH shells yet? AP, incendiary, star shells, smoke shells, scout planes. No, not really. Alright, let's take a look here. So, give me my splash radius. We can get almost 3 of you. Well, actually, if we aim right there, we can get 3 of you. And if we aim right here, we can get 4 of you. And we've already destroyed 1, so that they did say they wanted only 8 of them. So, let's go ahead and aim here for this one. Okay, there. And splash radius here. This thing, however, needs to go away. I think that's a bug. It's supposed to... Well, at least I thought it was supposed to go retract. Alright, so... let's draw our second line. So these are both going to be HCHE shells. Alright. So we will set this to HCHE. Let's go ahead and load the HCHE in both of these. Where is my HCHE? There we are. One in the right. And they did say they wanted us to be ready with some smoke shells. So we're gonna load one. Alright, so first one is going to be a distance of 9.37. I'm already past 37. There we go. 9.37 with a, we just need a 0.5. There we go. HCHE, only 2 powder charges. Left gun. Okay, and then the right gun is going to be shorter. 1.72 with an angle of 1.37. Okay, and only 2 charges as well. Buying that extra gunpowder at the start was a good idea. Alright, let's go ahead and burn this HCHE shell. No, they actually have like little side cutout on the smoke shells. Alright, so let's go ahead and 1, 2. 1, 2. Alright, and we just need to move this to 0.5. That's done. Now we're just waiting on the guns, so let's start with fire mission, shell type, bearing of 1.9. Gun. Just waiting on elevation, which is 56. So we need to be here, and here's 46. We need to be around down here. Okay. 56.22. And 46.32. Alright. And the timer hasn't started back up, so no more artillery's been found. Alright, elevation of 56.22. Gun is armed. Fire. Alright, then rotating to 113.7. There we go. Okay. Shell type HCHE, bearing confirmed. 113.7, 46.32. Gun armed. Fire. And are we going to get all 3? Oh, we got 4. 5. Holy crap. That was a nice shot. Okay, and then the second shell is incoming 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Excuse me, cat. Impact. 4 shots. Excellent. Perfect. Exactly what we wanted. I wonder if I wanted to fire some more HCHE over here. I could definitely do it. And get all 5 targets here. That probably got me a good chunk of requisition that actually paid for it. That was like, what, 25 I just got out of that? And these shells are only, what, 18? Yeah, we've definitely made more money than we've... Alright, do we want to fire at that last target? It would definitely pay for itself, that's for sure. Like I said, this is 25 points worth, and it's only 18 for an HCHE shell. This would not pay for it. This would not pay for it either. Although that I might be able to actually do an HE shell on. That was to shoot right there. I'm curious as to actually whether that will hit or not. So we're going to do that. Give me more. And target right here. And we we will see if that manages to destroy all 3 targets or only hits the 2. Okay, and then give me HCHE, and we want to basically target right there. Okay. Alright. So, we're going to need a HE shell. HE shell. Oh, there's an HC shell. That needs to go into the right battery. And HE shells. That's AP. HE shells. There we go. Alright, and that goes into the right. Okay. Go ahead and ram those home right now. Alright, then we just need 7.69. Okay, 2 shells, and this is to an angle of 108.2. And HE shell. Go ahead and get rid of these. Okay, HE shell over that direction. And then the second one is out at 10.5. 10.55. I'll need 3 powder charges for that. And it is at 115. 22. Go. And you are an HCHE shell. Okay, and that's a right gun. Alright, so we need 2 powder charges in you, 3 powder charges in you. At 113, I need 108. We'll go ahead and change to 108. There we go, 108.2. Okay, fire mission confirmed. We'll type of HE. Confirmed, bearing of 108.2. Confirmed, elevation, we are working on it. 46, so we'll go there. You are 42, so we'll go right there. Alright, we went a little over, but 46.14. 6.14 and 42.20. Alright. So, 46.14, elevation confirmed, gun armed, fire. Okay, we are going back this way to 115.0. Okay, fire mission, shell type HCHE, bearing of 115, 42.2, gun armed. Alright, so impact now. Aw, it only hit 2 of them. Sad. Oh well. Guest part, you wanna not walk across my warboard here while I'm trying to shoot enemies of the motherland? Okay, well that one definitely hit all of them. Alright, so I think at this stage we can pretty much say that we have got as much as I'm wanting to, and we'll start doing the smoke missions, which means blowing the war horn to start the missions. Prepare smoke charges. So, let's go ahead and get those prepared. Signal received, commencing breakout. Requesting shell before T053 at K746. That's easy enough. Okay, so let's K746. Alright, so K746. Let's go ahead and get rid of you two. K746. K746. So we can see. It is 46, yes it is. Alright, that's easy enough. Okay, so we need a range of 8.54. 8.54. Smoke. And an angle of 106.4. Out of the way. There we go. Okay, and only 2 power charges are required. Okay, let's go ahead and ram this up. Elevation. Let's go ahead and start this off. Shield type of smoke, bearing at 106.4. Elevation, we're working on it. We're still on the gun. 51. So we'll say right about that. While we're waiting on that, we're going to go grab some powder charges. Powder. Alright. 52, we need 51.24. 51.24. Okay, elevation 51.24, gun is armed. Yep, hello, apparently. Alright, let's go ahead and clear that off the board. We'll clear this off the board. Probably get rid of these too. Like half of these things so that we don't I'm assuming that as soon as we're done with this fire mission, we will have a second one. Okay. Smoke laid. Marine Garrison 2 pushing through. Iron Nest, we owe you one. Requesting smoke at K746. Marines pinned. Another one? Okay. Well, just... Before T-57. I mean, I'm literally shooting at the same place, so... I don't even need to change any of this. Just double check this with the marker. K746. Yeah. Yeah. That's slightly different, but still close enough. What is the blast radius on smoke? Do they even have, like, a blast radius for smoke? No, they didn't even list the blast radius for smoke. You guys sure you're wanting smoke in the exact same place? Alright. Weird, but... Weird that it requested the same thing over again. Is it like randomized? So the randomized counter? Smoke leg, Garrison 2 pushing through, we owe you one. Okay. 2 smoke fire missions for the exact same... You may stand down. Any enemy elements still are no longer objectives we ask of you. Continued fire support is authorized at your discretion should you judge it worth your ordnance. I don't really think so, simply because I would only get... These basically wouldn't pay for themselves, essentially. So... I hit the main clusters that were actually worth the ordnance, as they say. So, yep. I just find it weird that they literally had me firing at the exact same point. Twice. I'm guessing that it must be randomized. Which means we did get 2 more smoke shells than we needed. So let's see what the newspapers have to say. Traitors divided. Yeah, easy mission. So, with Cartagena liberated, the anti-monarchists have been cut cleanly in 2, leaving their eastern and southern remnants to distrust one another in the crown's absence. Officials note this was in fact the plan all along. I got it, but... His Majesty the King sends his sympathies to the anti-monarchists, now forced to conduct their treason without convenience of a shared border. Okay, I'm gonna go get some water, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. So, what else do we have here? Anchors away, bayonets fixed. For nearly 2 years, Cartagena's garrison held the line without relief. When the order finally came to advance, the Navy's own soldiers led the way on foot. Vice Admiral Mendoza, who commanded the defense throughout the siege, called it a fitting conclusion for the men, women, and children who have already given the crown everything else they had to give. Okay. Bread prices stable while except were explosive. Seen that one before. Ministry announces shortage of shortages. Officials proudly declare that the nation has completely run out of shortages, citing remarkable production figures across every sector. Citizens are advised to celebrate responsibly, as surplus enthusiasm has already caused minor warehouse ruptures. Okay. And royal train arrives backwards. Yesterday, much anticipated arrival of the King's inspection train caused surprise when the entire convoy rolled into Valencia's station in reverse. The Ministry of Transportation insists that this was a demonstration of retrograde propulsion excellence and denies that the locomotive overshot the junction by several kilometers. Crowds cheered nonetheless, facing whichever direction seemed most loyal. Seems most loyal. Gotta love it. Of course, you would think that the people would have seen the train go through the first time and then stop and come back. Okay, what one did we not get? Requisition only minimum assets necessary. Yeah, unfortunately, because we got those extra smoke shells. Okay, what is this? Move direction. Move the iron nest to a set direction in a... Oh, okay, so we can finally start moving our iron nest around. And... drill shell? Line loaded practice shells, concrete filled in earth. Minimal effect radius. Why would you need those? Anyway, we had 100% accuracy, which and all that means is that our shots destroyed something with every single shot. "14 shots fired in total, 22 kills, 0 allies killed. Destroy a significant number of targets without requesting any aerial reconnaissance. Except that I did request aerial reconnaissance. Eliminated all enemy units in the operational sector. I'm pretty sure I left some behind as well. But maybe they only mean the intended targets. Conduct fire operations with minimal allied casualties. That we did do. I spent 213 requisition, but I'm still pretty sure I came out net positive. Longest kill streak of 10. Well, yeah, probably because, well, let's see here. That was my first smoke shell, and then my second smoke shell. Either way. Alright, so next mission. The Gorge. Iron Nest and its logistics convoy moved through a mountain pass in Andalusia bound for the Strait. So are we going to be ambushed? Is that the thing? Yep. We're being ambushed. Uh-oh. That ain't good. Impact confirmed aft port underside. Armor held, pressure lines ruptured. Rerouting exterior lines now. Engine requires manual restart. Additional systems may be affected. Nothing more we can fix from here. Enemy infantry destroyed. Okay. So yeah, we gotta go down here and do this process. So, set both dials to start. Okay, looks like they're already on start, or... Oh, it says both. Oh, this one it requires... Okay. Full starter chain. Set both dials to run. Okay. Okay, looks like we got it started again. Column struck near L4. Escort engaged and neutralized the initial wave of attackers. This is not an isolated activity. A forward enemy element holds the gorge, bearing east of your position. Locate and destroy the element. Column will not proceed through the pass until it is cleared. No further intelligence may be compiled. Reconnaissance is at your discretion. Be prepared. Review status of the affected systems. You are not expected to restore it. You are expected to complete the mission without it. Lovely. So we get to do this without having our calculation system. Okay. Well then. Do we even know our base? Well, we at least know our base location. That's at least something. L4. L4. There we go. L411. Okay, and they did say it was due east, bearing east of your position. Okay, Gaspard, I need you to move. You're, of course, sitting on top of where the enemy is located, huh? So, I'm thinking the first thing we want to do is either fire a star shell. Here, let's go towards you. Oh, helps if I do this. So we could technically bring in a scout plane and just have them scan this whole area. Just have them scan from like K4, or actually we could probably even just do like S4 in this direction. Bearing of 270. S4 at 270. Was that S4 or is that T4? I guess we could just do T4, it doesn't really matter. So let's go ahead and do that. T4. Alright, 270. Down. There we go. Okay, we have a lot of targets. Let's go ahead and get rid of those. Now the real question is how well I can hit these guys with... I guess that's where the drill shells come in. And that's why we got them. So we have a bearing of 504 kilometers. Let's go ahead and get those drill shells loaded up. Let's go ahead and load one side. And we'll start let's go ahead and shut you. So, ram you home. I'm going to need some more powder for sure if I'm going to basically aiming manually. Where's the powder? There's powder charges. Okay. So then... Actually, you know what? I'm not sure I want to aim there first. I'm basically want to get as many guys as I can with as few shots as I can. So we're actually going to do here. And where's my HCHE? So if we can get here. So let's actually redo that. Fortunately, it does not seem that we have to deal with artillery. So, 92 degrees, huh? So we're gonna go with, and it's only a distance of 5.8, so we're gonna go with 2 shells each, or 2 powder shells each. Ram those home. Okay, then we're going to fire one at 45, one at 30. Oh, good. 92.2. Alright, then let's go ahead and arm both guns. Let's set you exactly at 45 and set you exactly at 30. Okay. Fire mission, shell type of drill rounds, bearing confirmed, 92.2. Elevation confirmed, 30 and 45. Guns armed. Nope, nope. And let's see where they land. Okay, so whoa. So let's go ahead and do some marking here. So our 30 went, we're going to call that 5 kilometers even. And our 45 went... We'll call that 7.5. So, what is important here? 5, 7.5, 30, 45. That is so 15 degrees on one between the two, and what is that, 2.5? 5, 6, 7, 2.5. So that is give me a calculator here. 25 divided by 15. 1.6. So 1.6 kilometers per degree. No, that's not right. 0.16 kilometers per degree. So 0.16. So how many times does 0.16 times what? 4? 5? 5. Okay, so to fire an HCHE shell here, we need to add 5 degrees. So let's go ahead. Again, HCHE shell. Loaded into that magazine. And we're doing this with 2 powder charges. Come on. Other way around. There we go. Okay, load an HCHE shell. Powder charges. And then this was the 45, wasn't it? And this was the 30? I don't remember which ones I have separately. Either way, this needs to be set to 35. The other way. Okay. 35, HCHE. We're still in the same bearing. Been armed. Fire. And if my calculations are correct, should be landing right here. We just made a crap ton of money. Alright, so what is our mission here, anyway? Locate and destroy this element. Let's see, so... There's not isolated. Forward enemy holds gorge, bearing east of your position. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Wish I could get rid of all these little tokens. They really do get in the way. Alright. So, successful firing. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and mark you. Five kilometers. Hmm? 5.5 kilometers. Six kilometers. 7 kilometers. No, 6.5. Seven kilometers. .5 kilometers. We also need to do a 4.5 kilometer. And an 8 kilometer. We'll do an 8.5 as well. Okay, so you are not protected, which means an HCHE or an HE shell landing here could take care of you. Alright, so 5 kilometers is 30 degrees. This one was 35 degrees. Actually, that might be something better to mark off of. Would also be nice if we could, like, write. Can we write here? No, this is just a literal line drawing. Instead of having to try and keep all this in my head. So, arranging shots at 30 and 45. This was at 35. Actually, it might have been better to, instead of marking out the distances. Yeah, let's actually change that out. We're marking out the angles. So you were 30. You were 35. You were 45. Ah, dang it. You were at 45. We could do a couple of more ranging shots here. So let's go ahead and do ranging shot down this line of bearing. Let's try and get... Well, I suppose it doesn't matter, we're just doing the line of bearing. We'll do exactly 90 degrees. Actually, let's go ahead and redo that. So it is exactly 90 degrees. Yeah, no, actually we will do it this way. So 91 degrees. Alright. Let's move you. Actually, I suppose we can just do it this way. 91 degrees. Let's get some more ranging shots loaded. Some more drill shots. Okay, and we're going to do one at 40, which should technically drop us right here. And we're going to do one at 50, which should drop us out somewhere out here. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright. Bearing confirmed of 91 degrees. Elevation confirmed of 40 and 50. Both guns are armed. So one should land pretty much right here, and the other one should land right about there. And we'll go ahead and draw our circles there. It'd be funny as hell if we take this out with a drill shot. Oh my god, we did! Oh, that's perfect! I love it. Oh, we even took out one here, too. Taking the enemy out one drill shot at a time. That's gotta be pathetic. You're sitting there having a morning cup of coffee and a 5-ton thing full of concrete drops on your head. Oh, that's perfect. Alright, so let's go ahead and set our marks here. Okay, and right there. Alright, so now we have 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So to get our targets, obviously this one, we can start shooting at different targets now. So we're aiming for you, and that's obviously just going to be 30. Let's go ahead and take that out. This one is probably going to be 25. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Both of these are going to be HE shells, which will allow us a margin of error. So, give me HE shells. HE, there you are. So, alright. So, ram these home. Alright, let's change our angle to 89.9. Alright, 2 bags. How are we doing on the gunpowder? Very good. Ram it home. Ram it home. Alright. So for the first shot, let's go going to be at degree 30. Second shot is going to be at degree 25. Assuming that still works as intended. So you're going to be at 30, and you're going to be at 25. And you will be at 25. Okay, so angle of 89.9, which means we are using this gun. Elevation confirmed, 30. Gun armed. Fire. Okay, then we're going to change our angle over to the 92. Too far. 92.3. Okay, and angle of 25, 92.3. Alright, perfect. Target destroyed. Second target. Let's see if I was right on 25 being right about here. Might be actually a little bit back, but still within the margin of error. But we'll go ahead and mark that as our 25. There we go. Okay, we can go ahead and get rid of you, and we can go ahead and actually get rid of these two because we have already marked them. Okay, next two targets. I can probably finish these off with HCHE shells. If we angle here between you two. Let's get the U set up. Okay, yeah, that would definitely allow us to be able to destroy you. And then obviously we can destroy you. So let's go ahead and do this. So first shot, left gun, is going to be here. Second shot is going to be here. Alright. So let's get HCHE loaded into both of them. Left magazine. Okay. So, first shot is going to need to be, so we've got 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So, we're going to say 43. And second shot is just going to be on the 50 line. Alright. Let's go ahead and turn these home. 43 and 50. Give me 43 and 50. Okay, fire mission bearing 92 degrees. 43. And, wow, almost got to the 50. Alright. Elevation 43 degrees. Gun arm. Fire. next shell is going over towards 90.6. 90.6. Okay, gun armed. 50 degrees, 90.6. Alright. Hopefully 43 will do it and get both of them. Otherwise we wasted an HCHE shell. Close enough for government work. And this should be basically the end of the mission if this successfully lands where I've planted it. And it did. Alright. Pass is clear. Column is moving. Well done. Forward element neutralized. Escort reports the route is open and the column proceeding. Primary objective complete. You may stand down. Secondary enemy elements at the rear of the column are not required. Continued fire support is authorized at the rear of the column. We have enemies behind us? Ooh. Well, we could fire some... I mean, what I've built here works in any direction. As long as it's within this 50 range. Technically I could go out to, I think it's 60? Yeah, 60. The rear... now, when they say the rear of the column, are they talking about our column or the enemy column? Let's see. Column will not proceed through pass until it is cleared. Secondary enemy elements at the rear of the column are not a required target, but we can shoot at them. I'm actually kind of curious because this is actually kind of fun doing this manually, essentially. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to fire. We're going to do star shells. And we're going to go the first one. We're going to do it the same line of bearing for both. So really we just need to figure out which ones we want, essentially. So we're going to do a bearing of 270, and we will do... We'll plop one down at the 30 mark, and we'll plop one down at the, what is this, 30, 35, 40, 45. So at the 30 and the 45. We will do so. So, give me star shells. Where are my star shells? There you are. Alright, and one on the left. And one on the right. Let's ram these home. Okay, we still got plenty of power. Okay, and we need to pretty much turn completely around. So we'll start that. We'll load up the guns. Alright, so you are going to be at 35, and you are going to be at 40. Okay, let's slow down. There we go. Alright, 270. Okay, so 30... and 45. Other way. Okay, and then there we go. 30 and 45 exactly. Load both guns. 30, 45, 270. so one should land here, and one should land here. Let's go ahead and get rid of this line here. And let's see what we spot. Yep, there we go. And... Alright, so we've got one at the 45 mark. This one, let's see, this is 30, this is 35, so we're probably, if we're wanting to hit all of them with an HCHE shell, this one's not, these two aren't really worth it, unfortunately. So we'll only fire an HCHE shell at these guys, right there. So 268.5, and like I said, we're at the 35 or 30, 35. So we're looking at probably 34. We'll say 33.5. 33.5. So give me an HCHE shell. HCHE. There you are. In the left. Round home. Let's go to our angle to 665. Breach is locking. And we wanted 33.5. So we said we got it out there. Okay, 33.5. Okay, so give me that. Fire mission complete. Shell type complete. Bearing of 26.85 or 26.8.5. Elevation of 33.5. Gun armed. Fire. We'll either get 3 or we'll get all 4. Let's find out. Boom. Gotta love it. And I'm doing all this without the free thing telling me which gun elevations. This actually can be used even later. I don't technically need this thing now any further. As basically, but in larger maps, because obviously this particular map is much smaller considering this is only 8 meters. And I could easily have been up here and then this would be like 14 meters across kind of thing. But the question becomes is, so 5 meters is 30 degrees. How many steps basically between each one? Because this was 5 steps, 35 degrees, gives us 5.85. Yeah, it would be kind of hard to do this regularly, although as long as we remember 30 degrees with 2, and of course this only works when you're using 2 powder charges. When you start getting into 3 powder charges, that changes it completely. So that is something that you have to take into consideration. All right. And yeah, we just knocked out another 4 targets, and that actually paid for the shell that I used and gave me a little bit of extra. I actually still made made money off of all this. So, all right, time to go to bed. That's why the ranging shots, especially if you have to change how much gunpowder you're using, is very important. Oh, that's interesting. I came down here looking towards that for my bed, but no, because we've turned the turret completely around, this section down here doesn't move when the turret section moves. Huh. Fascinating. Okay, good to know. Alright. So, Iron Nest stands unbroken. Despite a sustained ambush involving what witnesses described as everything the enemy had, the Iron Nest sustained no damage of any kind. Well, I wouldn't say that. No dents, no scorching, no chipped paint, and no cause whatsoever for concern. Army engineers report the fortress is, if anything, structurally improved by the experience. Somehow doubt that. Germany has issued formal condemnation of French interference. A courtesy Castile's own engineers found somewhat unnecessary given the outcome. Berlin further praised the Crown's restraint and professionalism throughout the incident. Yes, propaganda. Restraint the Crown insists it did not, in fact, need to exercise. An ambush imported from abroad. Equipment recovered from the ambush site has been identified as foreign in origin, sophisticated beyond anything the anti-monarchists could produce, transport, or understand unassisted. Army intelligence notes that this is, in itself, the clearest evidence yet that the rebellion has no idea of its own left, only the ones it can borrow. Craters are temporary. Castile is permanent. Walk around them proudly. I gotta love that. Alright, what other... let's see here. Hindenburg, we've seen that one. Hindenburg celebrates 100th. Andalusia hides in mountains. Castile stands in the open. Strength needs no cover. Scientists unveil mechanical bull for safer festivals. Injures 12 instantly. On the other hand, I mean, if you're talking about bull riding and, like, you had 20 injured instantly, technically 12 injured instantly would be safer. A new steam-driven bull designed to modernize traditional festivities debuted in Salamanca. To roaring applause and immediate evacuation. Officials called the incident a resounding success in kinetic enthusiasm. The project will continue pending repairs to both bull and plaza. Let's see, we got for sale hats previously owned. Pre-ventilated headwear ensures smooth airflow to the brain. Second-hand roof tiles. Scattered but recoverable. Bring your own ladder. Yes. Very silly. Okay, and hey, we did it with... Achieve a high kill per shot ratio across a minimum of 10 enemies. Okay, well we fired 10 shots and we got 24 kills, so Yeah, that's actually 3 kills per impact. I guess they don't technically count the star shells. I wonder if they count the drill shells. I'm gonna guess, considering they put the accuracy at 80%. Since all of my actual explosive shells killed targets, so I'm guessing that the drill shells do technically count. Which brings the question, why wouldn't you just use star shells as your ranging shots? Is there some advantage to using the drill shells versus the star shells? Because as we saw on, let's see here. Stop. Yeah, our 2 star shells hit exactly on the marks that I had already ranged with the drill shells. So the star shells still work in the same way as the drill shells. That's possible. So what is this one? Forward observer gives intel on nearest enemy. Oh, okay, so we can make our own forward observers. Yellow! And the LE shell. Okay, so the LE shell is an explosive shell, but with a small blast radius. Okay. So if you want to save some money over using HE shells, and you only need to hit like 1 target. Oh, I'm doing okay. I just successfully completed a mission without the machine to tell me what angles I needed. Eliminated all enemies in the operational sector. I guess this was the operational sector, which you kind of had to do that to complete the mission. Sustained consecutive kills across successive fire missions. I guess technically after my first ranging shot, I succeeded in killing the enemies with every shot. Yeah, because my first 2 strikes were my first 2 ranging shots, 30 and 45. So that would explain the 80% accuracy, because every shot after that was a explosive or drill shot hit and killed the target. So yeah, that was successful in that regards. I didn't kill any of my allies. Requisition spent 173, longest kill streak of 7, average kills per impact of 3, most kills by a single impact of 6, which was probably this one or this one. Yeah. Okay, well, we successfully completed the mission. And basically, you see how... So the Rock of Gibraltar. Not particularly. How long has it been since you sent me a message? Let's see. A cruiser lies in the anchor in the Gibraltar harbor. Her crew asleep and the night otherwise quiet. High Command has ordered her destruction. Ooh, so we get to shoot down a enemy ship. Enemy cruiser. That should be fun. Oh, speaking of which, did we get anything new up here? I don't see anything new, like... Oh, it looks like our machine has been repaired. This definitely, obviously, does make it easier to target, since I don't have to do my own ranging shots. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that we're located somewhere over here. And the ship is probably one of these, or possibly in one of these. I'm betting the cat's sleeping on it again. Seems like the cat always knows where the enemy's at. Okay, an enemy heavy cruiser lies moored in Gibraltar Harbor. Her batteries provide anti-aircraft cover for the port. Do not fire until after 11:08. Interesting. By then, only designated survivors will be on shore leave. Designated survivors? Their cover stories are already written. Okay, so spies, essentially. Armor-piercing ordnance required. Be prepared. No reconnaissance imagery, including shell impact photography, will be available while her batteries stand. Board observers are at your disposal to requisition if additional intel is needed. It shouldn't necessarily need it, but let's find out what our observers are listing. So, reference point, the mole. Okay, burying that and that. Reference point, Dockmaster's house. That and that. And then the HMS, the heavy Rockingham, is from that and that. Alright, that should be easy enough. How many oh, hello. What do we got here? Iron Nest. She was a Kaiserliche Marine dreadnought, transferred to us under the Modernisierung Program der... Okay, I don't speak German, so, you know. They renamed her after the king, Alfonso XIII. Sailors will tell you that is bad luck. I chose not to rename the turret. I saw no reason to press our fortune further. Anton sat directly in my sightline after sightline from the bridge. Every watch, every engagement, every morning, I stood at the helm wondering if today was the day. Anton was there. I am not a sentimental man, but many years is a long time to share a horizon with something. When the orders came, I had known for some time that it would. I understand what it meant before I had finished reading it. You do not recall a ship to port to let her rest. I submit the paperwork myself. I thought it would be easier that way. It was not. I was told the turrets were going to a new program. I did not ask which one, and even if I had, they would not have told me. I now know. I do not know you, Iron Nest. I do not know your crew, your history, or what you have seen since Anton's guns were lowered onto your chassis and pointed at a new horizon. But I know what was given to you, given to make you possible, and I know what it cost. You fought well today. You would have been satisfied. Glory to Castile. So, the guns are off of a battleship, essentially. Interesting. And we got some new music. So, let's see what's music. Alright, so let's go ahead and start putting our location. So A199. Spotter 1 is a B9. B924. Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much just battleship guns. I wonder what diameter they are. Okay, and then E4... E465. E46565. Alright, so then we're going to have a reference point. Spotter 2 of 048, which is this direction. And then a spotter 1 is 097. Let's do that. 97. Okay, Pastor, I need you to move. Thank you. Alright, and we'll make that reference point A, which is also known as the mole. Okay, then reference point to Dockmaster's house is a distance of 528 meters, or 5.28 kilometers. 228, there we go. 28, 528. Probably means it's going to be somewhere in here. And then it's going to be bearing 090, which probably puts it right about here. Nope, up here. Okay, so that's reference point 2, B in this case. Stop. Let's see it around here. Okay, and then, so, the HMS Rockingham is 3.09. 3.09 from so that could put it here, or here, or here. Although I suspect probably here. And then it's bearing 64 from spotter 2, which is, there he is. Bearing 64. 64. Wait. Huh? Okay, so spotter 2.48 and 0.97 for the mole. And then the Dockmaster's house was 528 kilometers from the mole. And 0.09. It could be over here. That would make sense if it was over here. Because they say it's just 528 kilometers from the mole. They don't necessarily say which direction. And they just say it's 0.90 from spotter 1. Okay, so let's draw this line out a bit further. And let's move this over here. And then from that location, 3.09. Okay, and now we redraw this one. Spotter 2 at 64 degrees. And that puts it right here. Alright. That makes a bit more sense. So... Is that my only target for this? Pretty much. And they did say I need AP rounds for this. And I can't fire until after 11:08, which I'm already past that. So let's go ahead and load up an AP shell. AP, thank you. An AP shell. Let's go ahead and actually make our bearing and distance from us. Alright, so 60 degrees at 12.2 kilometers. Ram that home. AP shell. It's going to be bearing of 60.07. And we'll just mark it as a target and a distance of 12.2. And the thing is, we won't know if we're actually hitting the targets. Well, we'll know we'll miss it if we don't get aerial reconnaissance. We'll know we'll hit it if we did get aerial reconnaissance. Okay, 60.7. Right, and elevation of 48. I wonder why they have this even moved away. Why even have it like move around? Okay, so fire mission confirmed. Shell type of AP, bearing of 60.7, elevation 48.8. I did that pretty close. 48.8. Guns armed. Fire. Impact in 25 seconds. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Impact. Miss. Nope, never mind. Bam. HMS Rockingham successfully destroyed at 45 minutes after French battleship Leon Gambet crossing. Matters proceed as arranged with the HMS Rockingham destroyed. Anti-aircraft cover over the harbor is lifted. Aerial reconnaissance is restored. Primary objective, you may stand down. Optional. Public sailing notices place a vessel across the strait today bound for Barcelona. We suspect it is running ordnance. The Americans' interception is authorized at your discretion. The vessel is due to enter the strait somewhere between grid Q1 and T1 at 11:23. Your shell selection and your load guns while you wait. Well, I only have like a minute. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to actually do that. Q1 and T1, huh? Q1 and T1. Just somewhere in here? Good lord. That's quite a distance. Citadel punched clean through. Nice. I think we can actually go ahead and just call it because I'm not going to be able to load and get everything set up in a minute. First off, I would need to fire a star shell over here. So 16.5. What is this? Okay, Steam. Okay, so it is actually telling me crossing P1. Explosive ordnance consigned to monarchists. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. So that. Steaming at course 12 degrees. So he was at P1 as of 11:23. P108. And he's traveling this direction. 12 degrees. Let's go ahead and just mark this out. 12 degrees. There. Okay. After 20 seconds, he's already... Okay, so after... in 3 minutes and 20 seconds, from 23, he will be 1 kilometer out. Okay, so let's get rid of this, that. So 11:23 and 02 seconds. So 3 minutes from that, 11:26 and 02 and 22. All right, give me HE. Yeah, we're gonna make it easy on ourselves. Ram you ahead. 14.34. We also have to figure flight time into this whole situation. 86.5. Okay, let's get us over to 86.5. Let's also get the 3 shells loaded in. We're already behind, aren't we? Yeah, we're already behind. He's already past that point now. Alright, 3 kilometers in 10 minutes. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for this. Alright, so give me... Wait, where's my... Oh, there it is. It'll be 3 kilometers. Which means this is now completely wrong. Okay, so now we're going out to 15. And we need 4 shells, which means this is screwed. Damn it. Alright, and we need... Can we do 3 shells? If we just go at a slightly higher angle? Alright, well, we're gonna have to load an HEC into the other side. to be at 11:33. Let's go ahead and get you turned towards 79. And this is going to be 45. Wow, that was way off. Oh, did I not adjust the angle? I might have not adjusted the angle, which is fine. I wasn't planning on it. Okay, so 45.03. So, fire mission confirmed. Shell type of HCHE. Bearing of 79.2. And an elevation of 45.03, gun armed, but we have to wait. So our time to impact is 28 seconds. So we need 11:32 and probably 32 seconds to fire. Actually, probably 34 seconds, because it's actually 23:02 for this thing to impact at about the right time. So, arm. So 11:32 and 34 seconds is when we need to fire. Gas mask? Well, I suppose this is kind of alternative World War I, II-ish. Oh, you can actually scroll up and down. Nice. Alright, still waiting. Fire! Yeah, the year is set in 1928. So after World War I, but before World War II. Okay. Got a minute coming up. Of course, I would actually question if they had guns this large in World War I on any of their battleships. Alright. Nope, I'm done. Okay, 10 seconds. No, now 10 seconds. And fire. Now. Exactly on 2 seconds. Target destroyed. Confirmed shield found her hold. Cargo went up in 1 column of fire. Excellent job. RMS Lusitania, confirmed destroyed. Our cargo will not reach the Antimarchus. Well executed. No further ships expected through the strait today. You may stand down. And if it wasn't for the fact that I just didn't make it in time for this shot, I would have done this in just 2 shots. How interesting that it gave me some distance. What was the distance from this? 241. Oh well. Alright, so let's go ahead and go sleep. Could be diesel pump too. This is very... Because, I mean, your engine is a... You go back up here. This is your engine. I think these are 16-cylinder engines, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, 16. So, 32-cylinder engine, diesel engine. All right. French warships attack sleeping British cruiser. Gibraltar, July 4th, 1928, HMS Rockingham was destroyed in the dead of night by French battleship Leon Gambetta. Her crew given no warning and, by most accounts, no chance to wake before the first shells struck. Every surviving witness ashore that evening has given independently the identical account. Officials call this consistency a testament to the clarity of truth. So in other words, the Germans performed a false flag attack on a British cruiser and blamed the French. His Majesty the King has sent his deepest condolences to the British Crown, remarking that only a republic answerable to no one could commit such an act and still call itself blameless. Admiralty swears retribution. The first Sea Lord, whose own son was among those lost aboard Rockingham, has vowed an answer France will not soon forget. Paris continues to deny any involvement whatsoever. Several members of Parliament have appealed for restraint, warning against any action taken in advance of a proper inquiry. Services, crater filling and conversion. Turn that unsightly hole into a productive well or patriotic pond. Lost, small apartment, last seen intact before Tuesday evening. Reward offered for usable bricks. Well, France has been kind of the ones that have supposedly, quote-unquote, been backing the anti-monarchists. Basically causing the civil war within Germany, supposedly. According to the propaganda. Inventor claims to have trapped lightning in a jar. Senor Delgado of Zaragoza claims success in capturing infinite electricity within a reinforced glass vessel. The Ministry of Fraud Prevention is shocked by the claim. Alright. No, and even though we didn't get... We've failed one shot. We still got all the service medals. So, conducted fire missions with minimal Allied casualties. I don't even think there were any Allies on the... let's see. No quarter crossed. Eliminate all enemy units in the operational sector, which we did. Destroy a significant number of targets without requisitioning any aerial reconnaissance, which, again, we did. I mean, you couldn't get aerial reconnaissance until after you destroyed the first target. and then complete the mission requisitioning only the minimal assets necessary. Technically, I bought one extra shell. So what is this? This tear shell. Chloroskeptophenum gas shell. Suppresses units and reveals any hidden ones. Okay. Tear gas, basically. And then, Phosogen choking gas shell. Units flee the cloud. If suppressed, they die in it. So we have tear gas on one side, and we have Phosogen gas on the other side. Nice, we're going into the chemical warfare of World War I. The thing that eventually led to the banning of chemical warfare in World War I. Okay, Dead Reckoning. Cadiz garrison has gone to ground, invisible to reconnaissance and unwilling to show itself. Allied troops cannot advance until it is dealt with. It's War Crime Wednesday! So, does this actually list their blast radiuses, or because it's gassed it doesn't really list them? Yeah, no, because it's gassed it doesn't really list them. Alright, so let's first off see what we're doing here. The garrison within Cadiz is invisible to aerial reconnaissance. They have gone to ground, dug into old city cellars and stoneworks. Tear shells will force them into the open, permitting detection by aerial reconnaissance. Once positions are visually confirmed, destroy them in detail. Invisible to reconnaissance does not confer immunity to artillery fire. Signal the advance. Once all 3 primary targets are destroyed, sound your war horn and commence the advancement. Signaling before 3 positions are destroyed will cause people to die, basically. Alright, so our location, our spotter locations. Okay, and then we have reported active in grid G5. You know what? So, tear shells suppresses enemy units and reveals hidden ones. Phosphogen, choking gas, units flee the cloud. If suppressed, they die. So if we fire both of these at the same target, the people inside are gonna die because they get suppressed, and then this comes in. So yeah, it's definitely War Crime Wednesday. Alright. So, starting with our location is S9 all the way over here and up here. S926. There you are. Well, that's the thing is they don't list a radius is the problem. Alright, then we have Q3. Spreads like mustard gas of World War I. That was always the problem with using gas weapons during World War I, is the wind could blow the gas right back at your own troops. Okay, so Q339. That's why it eventually was outlawed by both sides, because they were tired of killing their own troops. P603. 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 And then 0835. 0835. 0835. Cat, are you sleeping on it? Nope, you're not. Okay. 0835. There we go. Alright, so the first location is located, reported activity in G5. So, let's just go ahead and use you. And where's G5? G5. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to aim for right here. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and do the rest of them. Okay, so assembly area is 14 kilometers away from spotter 2. 14 kilometers. Puts them all the way out here. 14.06. 14.01. Okay. Interesting that they're giving us west by northwest now. And then 278 degrees from spotter 3. .78. There we go. And then west by northwest. So west by northwest. So in this generalized direction. So if we say west is directly 270. And then northwest. What would northwest be on the compass? 300? 360 is directly north. 270, so it's halfway between 270 and 360. 300? 270, that's 30. 360, that's 90, so 45, so it would actually be 315. So 315 is northwest, and then west by northwest generally means split the difference between the two, essentially. Which I don't understand why they even feel the need to do this, considering we have a mark as to where we need to be shooting. Calculator. 315 minus 270 is 45 divided by 2. It's 22.5. So 270 plus 22.5. It's 292.5. So 292.5. So are we supposed to split the difference here? Or is this just kind of the overall area? Because I do say enemy assembly area. So, first off, let's get our marks here. We're going to go ahead and slap it down here. Alright, and then the last one, let's go ahead and move our marks so that we're not completely... Alright, is 3.8 kilometers from spotter 2. 3.89, 3.89, 3.89, 8, 9. Okay, from spotter 2, it is directly west from spotter 1, which is another 270 mark. And south by southwest, so south is this direction, directly 180. Southwest is... it'd be real nice if, like, had a compass or something. This doesn't have it. Something like that does it. West is 270. So southwest, halfway between... This is where we break out the calculator again. So... 80... 270 minus 180. It's 90, obviously. So I'm an idiot. 180 plus 45. 225. Alright, so get rid of you and you. 45-degree angles, remember that. So 225. And I'll have to do halfway between this. So, halfway between these two. So 180, so half of 45 is 22.5, we know that much. So 180 plus 22.5. Alright, so 202.5. 202.5. So, like right around here then? Although that's outside the city limits, but then so is this one. So I'm gonna guess, we're gonna plant it here. It's gas, so it'll spread it quite a bit further. Alright. Okay, and then we're basically shooting every target with 2 shells each. So, here shell, in the left. Phosphorus, in the right. Okay. So, is this correct on this? 2205. Oh, hey, we got another. Okay, let's start you moving. No, other way. Other way, other way, other way. Although I guess it really doesn't matter. It's kind of 6 to 1, half a dozen other which direction it goes. Alright, so first 12.41. Bearing. Okay, you going too far? Ooh, slow down. Let's go ahead and keep it running, but slow you down. Alright, and then 250.08. Shell. 3 charges. Alright, let's go ahead and ram these shells home. Tear gas. Phosphine gas. 3 powder charges. We're gonna need more powder charges. Okay, and then... There we go. Can't hear you. Alright, let's go ahead and link these. As you're both going to 40 minutes. Where's the one we listened to last one? This one? Alright, 49.64. Alright, I think we're properly set up. Both shells are in the same place. Fire mission confirmed. Shell types of Tyr and Phosgene confirmed. Bearing 250.8. 12 kilometers. Elevation 49.64. Both guns armed. Alright, let's go ahead and pick our second target. We'll wait on you. We'll also see if doing double gas actually works. Well, it brought out, and I detected them. It did not kill them, though. Maybe because that was the enemy signal station versus infantry. It's possible it only works on infantry. In which case, let's go ahead and... I'm gonna have to shoot them properly. Let's aim and go at you. Let's load up some more of the gas shot. All right. Interesting. Alright, let's go ahead and... This one's even further out. 16.62. You know, let's also... get you guys moved out. Requires 4. Angle is 27.2. 4. Okay. And then we need 4. Oh, we need more powder charges. Powder charges. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically, I could have moved closer. Alright, and then... Oh, we need a ram of hope. Alright, in the meantime, we will be turning... We're at 49 for the other one, so this should actually be pretty close. Fire mission confirmed, bearing of 272.4 confirmed, 49.86. confirmed. Guns armed. Let's see how well these gas shots work this time. If they don't work, I'm just going to go back to shooting with a high explosive. This is a whole lot cheaper than firing both of these things. This one requires AP. Okay, so, excuse me. We're going to keep this one, but we're going to aim at this one. I should have kept the last card. Well, technically it was slightly different, so let's go ahead and make another card here. Nope, wrong way. Complete wrong way. 12.12. 12.12. Alright, and angle is going to be 250. .8. 50.8. 3. Alright. So, first one is going to be... So for this, you know, let's actually swap these positions here. AP will go in the right, and HE will go in the left. Technically, we could also do LE, which is cheaper. There's my AP shell. AP shell in the right. And HE is 10. LE shell, there we go. We'll put that in the left. Might as well use it. Alright, AP in the right. LE in the left. And we're going to fire the AP first because we're already pretty much on target for it. And we need 4 bags here, 3 bags here. Elevation should be correct, although 16.2, but then now this needs to be redone. It needs to redo U. Fortunately, we don't have to completely redo everything. Although those things have a pretty small... let's... 16.66. Yeah, it's not like I'm on a time crunch here. 49.98. Alright, so let's go ahead and get rid of this one. Okay, so 272. 49.98. Elevation confirmed. Gun is armed. Alright, and then let's go ahead and re-angle over to 250. Like we hit something. 48.48. It's done. LE 44.8. 48.48. 250.8. Okay, so target was destroyed. With an LE shell. Very nice. Okay, then. Now, one thing they do say, being invisibility to reconnaissance does not confer immunity to artillery fire. We shoot this with an HCHE shell. There's a good chance that somewhere in this radius is the target, assuming it's not an armored target. It is the enemy field command, but a field command doesn't necessarily mean that they are armored. Where's my HCHE? That's incendiary. What's incendiary do? Is that also suppress or something? No, it doesn't say anything about suppressing, so I'm just going to do an HCHE. Alright, then distance is half of what we're at right now. 8.3. Okay, and then another way around. 2.5. 2255. We need to dump it down to 2 shells. Was at about 48, 48, so... Alright, let's start confirming things. Shell type of HCHE, bearing of 2255. Elevation, yes, it was at 44. Okay, so 4998. Okay, elevation of 4998. Gun armed. should hit exactly where I'm aimed, but the target may not necessarily be exactly where I'm aimed at. That's why we do Big Boom. And question the meaning of life. Okay, so Spotter 2. P603. And he is you know what it probably is? I'm betting it's armor. It's protected by armor. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fire a second. We're gonna fire tear gas over there. We're not gonna change the angle or anything. We're just gonna fire tear gas. I'm betting it's protected by armor. We needed an AP. Range is closing. Yay! There's the jelly! Here, guys, shell going out. Of course, you would think a crater, it doesn't really matter if the enemy's underground or not. I think a crater that big would make it not matter so much, especially since it's right next to water. Water would come flooding in here. Oh, excuse me. Messy. Yep, he was armored. And he was technically actually right outside of our radius, too. Alright, so re-angle. So I wasted a little bit of high capacity, high explosive. Alright, so then we need to... let's go ahead and do this. And load up an AP shell. Go ahead and ram that. While we set our distance to 848. And our angle to 2229. Okay, give me an elevation. 50.8. We need 2 shells still, or 2 powder charges. Alright, let's go ahead and re-angle you over to 22.9. So yeah, the only one that wasn't armored was this guy. Everything else has been armored, so I guess I should have been firing the tear shells. And apparently the cost gen shells does not work on these things. Okay, so fire mission, AP shells, bearing is correct. We need to be set to 50.88. There we go. 50.88. Fire elevation. Gun armed. Fire. Alright. Impact in 25 seconds. Impact in 20 seconds. Impact in 15 seconds. Impact at 48 seconds. And mark. Target destroyed. Okay, enemy field command. I mean, these were our targets, so isn't that kind of the end of it? Oh, right, I have to now signal. Once all three are destroyed, I can then signal. Okay, so, Warhorn, I'm doing good. How are you doing today? Alright. Warhorn is sounded. The garrison at Cadiz has been crippled. Primary objective complete. You may stand down. 10 enemies remain hidden through Cadiz. Continue engagement is authorized at your discretion. Forward observers may also be requisitioned to assist in locating them. Alright. Let's do that. So let's go ahead and get rid of these guys. Technically, these observers are no longer of any use to us. Is there a way to reset? Yes, there we go. Let's go ahead and reset all of them. And let's go ahead and make our own observers. So, we're going to want to... Let's first off see how requisition observers even works. Position report, locate... No, that's not it. Forward observers. There we go. Okay, so we get to pick where we want our forward observers to be located at. So I'm thinking we want to have one located at 05. And that's all we get to determine. We don't get to determine where in 05 they are, just that they are in 05. This should start giving us some new information. Okay, FO audio report. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove all of this. FO audio report: an enemy field gun located. Okay, so let's mark this. 0551 and 1.8 kilometers out. 1.18. So actually not far from this guy at all. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and do one in L7. Let's do L7. This only cost me 1, so that's actually pretty cheap. FO2, eyes on enemy at point edge. Prefer to distance, to be honest. L7 51. Okay. The other one was 5. Okay. And then it's at a 082. So I'm gonna guess like right in here. At that one. We're actually going to go ahead and put a mark on that one, because we can actually splash that with an HE shell. Although it could also be over here. Here, let's do one in 04. Hopefully that will give us a bearing. Oh, it's magic. Field gun. Okay, so this gave us a bearing. Oh no, it gave us a distance again. Alright, 04, 09. 068. So somewhere in here. Yeah, it did say these were hidden enemies. Well, let's also get one in M7. Let's see what we get. Oh, there goes my brains. Ow. Okay, so M7 and then nice, it gave us a bearing. So M706. And it gave us a bearing of 136. Thank you. Alright, so we have a target there, and we have a target here. So this one is going to take HE. This one I'm going to use tear gas on. So let's go ahead and mark targets. So left gun will be here. Right gun will be here. And left gun will be tear gas, right gun will be HE. So, starting with, first one is 6.797. 6.97. With a bearing of 223. Away. 0.7. And this is going to be tear gas. And we only need that. There we go. Left gun. Right gun is going to be 629. Work. Blah, work. Nobody wants to go for work. But we need that money. Because we need that food. Alright, all the way around. 247. 247.8. And you are going to be HE. Alright, so 2 bags each. What are we doing on that? Oh, we're getting close. buy some more bags if we're gonna kill people. Alright, angle. The first shot is going to be 223.7. Elevation of 41. And your elevation is going to be 37. Alright, so tear gas is going to be fired at a bearing of 223.7 with an elevation of 41.82. Pulse. Arm. Alright, and then we're changing over to 247.8. Okay, and an elevation of 37. Impact. Tear gas. 37.74. Let's see what this target was. Nope, I can't see it behind the dang thing. Alright, so yeah, there's the gun. Alright, so we'll move you there. That will be our next shot. Alright, and then so 247.8, 37.74. Alright, Red, have a good night. Unarmed. Fire. And let's see what we kill. I'll also be drawing out the line for this target. Boom, headshot. Oh, there was something there. Doesn't show it, but it did give me a kill counter and destroyed an infantry. I guess technically we don't have to do this any further. Also, my throat is getting a little on the sore side. Kind of enemies hidden, huh? Well, we'll destroy this one and then we'll call it. So let's go ahead and get rid of you. Wait, you can check mark these? Oh, so you can. I don't see any particular reason keeping them. Alright, so we need HE shell. Where's my HEs? Technically, actually, we can use the LE shell, since we know exactly where it's at. We just have to make sure to be very precise. 6.69 with a bearing of 226. Mission confirmed. Shield type LE. Bearing confirmed 226.8. And elevation is at 14. Thought about that. 30.14, gun arm, and impact, roll up, wow, headshot. Oh. Technically, these still aren't worth. Well, that one was because it was 25 points worth. Dang, I'm still making money. Alright, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it on this mission. Because like I said, I could sit there and call in more, and call in more, and call in more. I mean, it would take me quite a long time to call all of these in for every single one. Considering we still have, what, 8 left? God only knows how many of them are closer to each other. And you have to fire tear gas at each and every single one of them. So yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it there after we stop this thing spitting smoke out. Steam, really. Let's see what they have to say. There's my bit. Alrighty, the newspaper. Cadiz returns to the crown. Cadiz has returned to the crown after its garrison, having gone to ground rather than face the repercussions of their actions, was located and destroyed before nightfall. The general overseeing the operation called it the cleanest work this army has done all year. With foreign support for the anti-monarchists now visibly thinning, officials describe morale within the crown's ranks as the highest it has been since the war began. They went to ground because they had nowhere left to stand, the general added. We did not need to hunt them, we only needed to be patient and let the war do what it has always done to men, women, and children without cause. Okay, Grand Fleet takes up war stations. The First Sea Lord has ordered the Grand Fleet to war stations along the Channel. The Command Parliament has neither approved nor, as of this printing, managed to reverse. France has responded by recalling ships, men, and material from abroad to defend its own coastal line. The First Sea Lord has offered no comment beyond a single line repeated to every reporter who has asked. My son does not require Parliament's permission to be avenged. Foreign masters abandon their puppets. France has ceased all support for the anti-monarchists, a decision the Herald attributes not to cowardice, exhaustion, or the small matter of a hostile fleet at its doorstep, but to a long overdue attack of consciousness. I doubt that. The anti-monarchists, for their part, have reportedly continued writing letters to Paris. Paris, for its part, has reportedly stopped opening them. Officials remind readers that a puppet abandoned mid-performance is not a tragedy. It's simply the curtain falling on a play that was never very good to begin with. Okay. So it looks like France and Britain are in a standoff along the Channel. July 20th, 1928. Let's see. Okay, so sustained consecutive kills across successive fire missions. Yeah, we didn't do that. Conducted fire operations with minimal allied casualties. We did do that. Eliminate all allied enemy units in the operational sector. That's where we decided to stop and not do that. And complete the mission requisitioning only minimum assets necessary. Technically, we did do that because we fired gas at two separate... We kept getting the phosphogene gas, which didn't help us at all. We also now have white phosphorus shells. Units flee the cloud or die if suppressed. Chance to ignite fires. Alright. We did have 100% accuracy though, so... Alright. We're gonna go ahead and call it there for today. Why are you, like, over here? I need to be over here. We'll pick up tomorrow. Or wait, no. Tomorrow... Let's see, tomorrow's Thursday. So yes, we'll be back tomorrow. It's just Friday that we're not going to be streaming. And then we'll be back on Saturday. Alright, so Sevilla is the last city. I might do it on Friday depending on what time I have to pick up family, so... Sevilla is the last city holding out against Castile in the south, and Allied forces are moving to take it. Iron Nest stands ready to support every call for fire the advance requires. Alright, so that's the mission for tomorrow. So, you all have a good day, good evening, good night. I will see you all tomorrow, and thank you all for coming to support me. Have a good night.